My name is Ben Franklin. I'm on the list, right? Why didn't you say my name? Yeah, Ben Franklin. I'm homeless. Why didn't you say my name?
It looked like a fictitious name to me.
How do you know that?
I don't know that.
Why is it any of your business? Whether or not my name is...
anyone else.
Yeah, I don't know how old this kid is. A little boy. It says he's getting a blab from another little boy. Oh no! I get my 3 minutes. I get my. This is in the young adult section. You're gonna let me talk.
When we were using the terminology children or kids, you know what we were talking about, because the law uses minors, and that's anybody under the 18. So we'll make this clear again. We don't want people under the age of 18 to access pornography. The books that this library is supplying, this district supplying, is pornography. There's no other way to look at it. The law is very clear, and you're distributing it to the minors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little goofy.
Yeah.
Just a little. I wonder if that's why the police are here to
That's what I.
babysit.
That was my first thought when I saw them. Probably.
Yeah, I imagine there will be more people this time. And, yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna find a vending machine. Some water.
Okay. What did you ask?
Yeah. I was wondering if you were a vending machine. Do you have any vending or water?
No, we do not.
Oh, there's no like soda machines or anything?
No, sorry.
Okay.
What about where's like a water fountain?
Right here, I'm right next to the bathroom.
Is that right here?
Yeah, and he's always thirsty.
Okay.
Right here.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Well, I'm gonna take a water break, so we're gonna...
But I have developed an expertise in how library districts in Illinois can extend the learning. I just do want to have there's a section of the presentation in regard to PMA as a firm, just to demonstrate some credibility in.
Okay, number 6, Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, moving on to number 10, financials. Please stand, identify yourself, and address the whole board. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes. I would encourage the board not to respond to any comments that were made. So at this time, Michael, you're up.
All right, Michael Krumsky. So tonight I placed a couple things in front of you. One is a packet of all the lawful notices that were sent to you, and also I gave you a copy of the Illinois Constitution. So the notices that were sent to you, I'm bringing them up because those were all sent by certified mail, and they are addressed to you. You can see it at the top. And somewhere along the line, apparently they are not making it to you. So I'd like to read just a small portion of the top of that. And it says, notice the principal is notice the agent, and notice the agent is notice the principal. And what that means is you did receive it, because whoever got it here, if they didn't give it to you, it really doesn't matter because you received it. It came certified mail, and we have documentation of that. And why that's important is because you will become personally responsible for trampling on people's rights. You can't hide behind your title or being as a board member. And I remind you again tonight that you are a servant of the people. It doesn't seem like that should be that complicated to understand, but in this role, in your position, you serve the people. The people are in charge. And I remind you again what the purpose of government is, to protect the rights of the people. And you've already agreed upon that, and the fact that you took an oath to the U.S. and Illinois Constitution. So whether you know it or not, you've already agreed to the terms of the contract with the people. I have mentioned again that you have trespassed people's rights, and it's actually a criminal offense when you do that, and you will be held liable for that. I don't know why it's so difficult about this, because, again, some of the comments that were mentioned during the correspondence, it brings up book banning and other things that just are never was mentioned here by any of the people that came to talk about the material selection here. Every single time, people have brought up that they don't want pornography brought to their minors. And we had some discussion about when we were using the termination children or kids, you know what we were talking about, because the law uses minors, and that's anybody under the 18. So we'll make this clear again. We don't want people under the age of 18 to access pornography. The books that this library is supplying, this district supplying, is pornography. There's no other way to look at it. The law is very clear, and you're distributing that to the minors. Those notices are a variety of things. One of them does talk about material selection and distributing that to minors, but there's also other things in there relating to not giving the people what they've requested, the video and audio of these proceedings, specific documentation which was not provided, and now that we have the email situation corrected, that should be easily remedied. So again, you are personally responsible, and you have no excuse because of that first statement on that. You have received them. I gave you a copy tonight as a gesture so you can be able to see them if you did not see them, because every board member should have received them. Thank you.
Thank you. Barb Petrie?
Thank you. My name is Barb Petrie. Since you are a governing body, I would like to draw your attention to an exemplary governing moment in ancient Rome, which proved to have historic results. It is described in these words from an official guarding his territory to Governor Antonius Felix. I rescued this man who was seized by an ill-intentioned mob as they were about to put him to death. I intervened with my troops because I understand that he is a Roman citizen. In this poster, you will note some parallels with the contention regarding pride books for young children. You see the squirrel, which was once happily frolicking, now seized by a hawk for the purpose of death to satisfy an appetite. The squirrel represents our children. I am here to help rescue them from the claws of confusion, deception, and perversion, which cause trauma or death in one realm or another, emotional, psychological, or even physical, when combined with other cultural evils. The hawk represents the unseen predatory force driving the pride movement, which openly states that it is coming for our children. Its own songs and chants prove it to have the same spirit as an ill-intentioned mob. I am here to intervene because I understand that the children are citizens of God's domain and are to be protected, not left vulnerable to harm. Since we all just said the Pledge of Allegiance, I would also like to draw your attention to the phrase, "one nation under God."
Webster says under can mean beneath, as in covered by. Let us not lose God's protective covering of this nation by allowing deception and perversion to rule the day in libraries or any other area of culture. Webster says under can also mean lower in rank. It is wise to realize that God is higher in rank than humans, so we must humbly allow him to call the shots regarding sexuality and morality. To be prideful and decide for ourselves will lead to destruction. Webster says under can also mean subject to authority, influence, and guidance of. To deny or rebel against God's authority, influence, or guidance in your stances and policies is to lie every time you say the pledge, every time you open these meetings in that manner. Webster says under can mean in accordance with. I am urging and challenging you to search out and lead according to God's will and ways, the God revealed in the Bible, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who raised Jesus Christ from the dead and who birthed this nation for his purposes and glory. Thank you.
Molly.
Hi, my name is Molly Krepsky. I just want to say that this is about a lot more than just gay porn for minors. We've reached a critical point in history where people, we the people, have realized that what we might lose by standing up is nothing in comparison to what we will lose if we stay silent. We finally decided that we will not hand our constitutional republic over to socialist infiltrated groups like the ACLU and the Teachers Union, or Marxist groups like the American Library Association. We will not be intimidated by corrupt state legislators and governors who push and pass unconstitutional laws. We will also not be dissuaded by local reps who have bought into the lies of the corrupt state agenda and refuse to defend the people's children. Our current local governing situation here in the library and at the city hall and at the schools is very similar to the border invasion. 6 million migrants in, and we're just starting to realize that most of these aren't migrants at all, and we've just allowed ourselves to be silently invaded. So buckle up, because we're about to live out the consequences of our ignorance. The very same thing is happening within our government, our local government. The corrupt state is using unions and associations to seize decision-making power that is supposed to be reserved to the people and their elected representatives. The deep state can't stand the Constitution that grants only limited and specific power to the government and reserves the remaining power to the people and to their elected reps to make local decisions about local issues while upholding the rights of the people outlined in our founding documents. Contrary to what you may have been told, the ALA does not protect inalienable rights. They are sent in to make sure people do not exercise local control. They are Marxists. Marxists don't want the people to have the power that they are entitled to under a constitutional republic. I know that the ALA has a Bill of Rights, but so does Illinois and America, and you took an oath to uphold these. We don't need to pass any laws, form any coalitions, or adopt anyone else's Bill of Rights to get protection or local control. We already have both. We have a 234-year-old Constitution that guarantees a representative form of government and enumerates our God-given inalienable rights, if only we could uphold it. So while the ALA's newest agenda is pumping porn into public libraries, that's not the real issue. The people, we the people, now realize that we have the power. We've always had the power, but now we know it. We've seen what happens when we fail to exercise that power, when we fail to hold our reps accountable. We've seen what happens when the people fail to periodically recur to the founding principles of our Constitution. It's not good. We want our country back, and we won't shut up until America is operating according to her founding purposes. Despite the fact that we were almost distracted enough to be lulled into slavery, God has decided in his grace and mercy that we were born a free people and we will remain free in America. We the people are on the side of truth, and we aren't going to forget it this time.
Frank?
Frank Johnson, no longer a district resident of the district, but have been for 70-plus years. I also minister in a local church in the district. And I just wanted to call attention to your mission. Oswego Public Library exists to provide quality library services which will effectively meet the informational, educational, and recreational needs of district residents of all ages, with special emphasis on supplying popular material, providing reference service, and assisting students of all ages in meeting their educational needs. I agree with that statement, but I do wonder what you consider their educational needs. I think you're considering some educational needs that should be left with the parents and left at home. Another item from your website, under selection of materials, you select by its appropriateness and effectiveness of medium of content, its insight into human and social condition, and its suitability of subject and style for intended audiences. No pornography should be intended for underage children. Another item, under censorship, selection will not be inhibited by the possibility that controversial materials may come into possession of children. My question is, even if that goes against the law of the state of Illinois. Thank you.
Rachel.
Hi, I'm Rachel Engelhart. Good evening. I'd like to begin with thanking you all for all that you do to support the public library. Public libraries are a community treasure for all that they offer, so thank you. I do not live in Oswego, but I currently live in the neighboring village of Plainfield. As a member of the Fox Valley community and as a homeschooling parent, I often visit libraries all over the Fox Valley area. I've visited and spent time in over a dozen area libraries in this past year and have checked out countless books through interlibrary loan, so I have a deep appreciation for all of the libraries in our broader community. Libraries feel like a home away from home for me and for so many others. It's so important for every member of the community to feel this sense of home and of welcome when they walk through the doors of the library. There are many ways to achieve this, but one is through the prominent display of and access to diverse materials. When patrons see themselves positively represented when they look around, they gain a sense of belonging and acceptance. It's sad that libraries have become the target of a push towards censorship of materials and of identities. Libraries should be a place of self-expression, creativity, diversity, and inclusion. In particular, there is a dangerous push towards banning LGBTQIA+ related books, materials, displays, and events. Library boards and employees need to remain strong in their commitment to freedom of expression and to the values and goals of diversity, equity, and inclusion. I'd like to mention that this summer I read a book that I checked out from the library and is one of the most challenged books of 2022. It is a graphic novel titled Genderqueer by Maya Kobe. Both myself and my child, who also read the book, felt this book was a worthwhile and interesting story. It does contain mature sexual content, so I appreciated that it was something that I, as a parent, was aware of through my own reading of the book, and that I could have an open discussion with my child about it. That content is a very small portion of an overall powerful autobiographical story. This is an award-winning novel with not only literary value, but value in promoting understanding and empathy. I've printed out an informative handout created by the American Library Association about the book Genderqueer to share with all of you, that I'll hand you and you can pass it around. I made enough copies for everyone at that table. I'd like to highlight to you that the American Library Association has written that, in quotes, the foundation of modern librarianship rests on an essential set of core values that define, inform, and guide our professional practice. Among these are access, confidentiality, privacy, democracy, diversity, education and lifelong learning, intellectual freedom, preservation, the public good, professionalism, service, social responsibility, and sustainability, end quote. I urge you, as beacons of the public library, to maintain and strengthen your commitment to the values of freedom of information and promoting the values of diversity, equity, and inclusion, as demonstrated through your books, materials, displays, events, and communication. Let's continue to make libraries a robust and safe community space.
Mary? Is there anyone else? Is there anyone else?
My name is Ben Franklin. I'm on the list, right?
Okay.
Why didn't you say my name?
Identify yourself then.
Yeah, Ben Franklin. I'm homeless. Why didn't you say my name? Why didn't you say my name?
Identify yourself then.
Yeah, Ben Franklin. I'm homeless. Why didn't you say my name?
It looked like a fictitious name to me.
How do you know that?
I don't know that.
Why is it any of your business? Whether or not my name is.
Anyone else.
Yeah.
It looked like a fictitious name to me.
How do you know that?
I don't know that.
Why is it any of your business? Whether or
I
not
asked
my
if there
name
was
is.
anyone else.
Yeah. No, why didn't you say my name?
Excuse me. Do you have something?
Oh,
to
yes,
say?
I do. I do. My name's Ben Franklin. I'm homeless. Okay. Why was the public comment lowered to 3 minutes from 5 minutes? Was there a vote?
Do you have something you'd like to say?
Well, I need to know if I actually have 3 minutes or 5 minutes.
You have to make your comment and be done.
Okay. Okay. Since the public comment time has been cut to 3 minutes, I'll have to skip most of what I was going to read. I'm about to share some examples of the material I encountered in the young adult section. If explicit adult themes make you uncomfortable, please feel free to leave the room or cover your ears. Okay, so I'll start with genderqueer. This is an 8, I don't know how old this kid is, a little boy. It says he's getting a blow from another little boy. It says he's getting a blow from another little boy. Oh, no. I get my 3 minutes. This is in the young adult section. You're going to let me talk. You're going to let me talk. All right, I'm going to keep going then. Getting a from another little boy.
Sit down.
Oh, no.
Sit down.
I get
You're
my
done.
3 minutes.
This is in the young
It's in
adult
the book.
section.
They're in the library.
No, you're not.
Yes, you're going to let me talk. All right, I'm going to keep going then. A great place to, this is another book in the library. Let's talk about it. That's what it's called. A great place to research fantasies and kinks safely is on the internet. They're telling kids to go online and look up porn. There are tons of people and communities out there who share your interests and have all kinds of advice. So this is a book for teens telling them to go online and talk to to go to kink communities. This is, like, what does this have to do with inclusion? Oh yeah, okay. Here's a guy saying, sometimes I worry I watch too much porn, you know? And this guy says, yeah, I know that worry, but there's nothing wrong with enjoying some porn. It's a fun, sugary treat. This is in the library. This is why he doesn't want me to talk about it. It's a fun, sugary treat, porn. Here's a guide how to masturbate. Whack it against your palm or give it some gentle bending pressure. Tug or squeeze on your balls. Oh, okay. This is about putting a butt plug in. This is for teenagers.
What's funny now?
This is for teenagers. Shame on you.
What is funny right now?
It says, dip the tip of your finger inside. Let your anus pull it in when it's ready instead of forcing it. Dive deeper with your finger or butt plug. Just make sure any objects you put up there have a flared base. Otherwise, your hungry hiney can gobble it up, and the only way to get it back out is a trip to the hospital. This one is encouraging kids to sext. Yeah, I know, it's funny, isn't it? Yeah. Sending or getting a wanted saucy something from a partner can be the highlight of your day. It's thrilling, sexy, and fun. A way of saying, you turn me on, hot stuff, or let's get turned on together. It's a long-distance act of intimacy and trust. Oh, this one's hilarious. This is about finding porn on the internet for teens. Depending on your age and where you found it, porn can also be unethical or illegal to watch, so do your research. Look up interviews with your favorite porn performers. Go to the sites they recommend and pay for your porn. Come on. Come on, dude. Here's from genderqueer. Memorably, I got off once while driving by rubbing the front of my jeans and imagining getting a job. This is a girl who thinks she's a boy fantasizing about getting a job while driving. And this is okay for children, according to Terry. I got a new strap-on harness today. I can't wait to put it on you. It will fit my perfect dildo. It will fit my favorite perfect dildo perfectly. Jeez, I can't even read this shit. You know what? There's a kid giving a blowjob to another kid that's in my head because of you people. I did not know about this stuff until a few weeks ago. And now I can't get this shit out of my head.
Your 3 minutes is up.
Cool, good. I'm tired of talking about this.
But we'll be back next month.
All right. Make a motion to go into executive session, please.
I'm gonna take my time as a board member here.
No, there's no time as a board member, only comments from the public.
Okay, I'm gonna take my time as comments from the public then, to address this board.
No,
Because
you're not the
we've
public.
had-
What are you?
We've had
You're a
4
board member.
meetings and we have not had a discussion about the core issue that was brought to this board to
Jim,
address.
You're a board member. Act
And
like
when
one.
you and I met, we can't do this in private. We have no other place but the meeting. So I'm looking to the rest of my board members to see if you guys are comfortable with this stuff in our library without any controls on it, to make sure that kids can't do
Enough
it
is
unless
enough.
their parents check it out for them.
Enough is enough.
I haven't even scratched the surface.
Yeah. All right, could I have an emotion to go into executive session?
No.
Terry, no.
Absolutely
You
not.
gotta get
You
this
can't
crap
stop
out of
it,
the
Terry.
library, Terry.
Get this
can't
crap
stop
out
this
of the
one.
library.
Don't make a motion. Motion to executive session.
Wow, you guys are amazing.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. No.
Clear the room, please.
Hope the money's worth it. I'm sorry, everybody.
Thank you for exposure.
Rachel.
They gotta come back after executive session.
I know.
After executive session.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
You really tried to shut that down real quick. I had a feeling that was gonna happen.
The police officer said no.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I didn't know.
He tried to get the cop to stop you.
No way.
And the cop said, stop me. I caught it on camera.
I didn't know that was...
Yeah, he got up and started, get him. And the cop was like, no.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Good cop, I guess.
Thanks for not throwing me out.
It's public forum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm not gonna get involved in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It sends my heart that nobody can just call it what it is.
Yeah.
It's explicit material.
Yeah.
Like, I almost killed myself when I was 18 because of material like that, because I was addicted to it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Reading, and honestly, like you're reading, like even just going in, like you said, going in to see what's in the books, and you see material like that, it's very triggering to
even to adults.
it's triggering to me, and I've come so far from that place, and God has completely turned my life around. You know, I've got kids now, and I can teach them about purity and what God designed, and it's sad to me that that can't even just be called it's explicit. That's just this is so wrong. It's so wrong that nobody can just call it what it is. And so I appreciate, even though it's hard to hear, as you look around the room and you see people as you're talking, you know, shaking their head and rocking, and I'm like, I don't understand what the hard issue is. This is explicit material.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, if there's no, where's
And
the
if it's
line?
not, we have a problem.
I think you just put that like right before the meeting.
Yeah.
All the comments in the correspondence section.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Just the one that agrees with you.
I'll see.
Is that the plan?
Thinking, where's Dan?
Yeah, I know.
Is
We
that the
actually have
plan
people
going forward?
gathering in our house right now. We'll see you guys later.
See you.
All right.
Nice
Yeah,
talking to you.
I should probably watch
We can read them if you want.
So I'm not eavesdropping and they're reviewing me. That would be bad.